All right, Bourbon Quest, we just picked up the latest Wild Turkey Master's Keep. And of course, you can see Q's over there in the chair as we take a look at this box. It's a blend of Kentucky straight bourbon and rye whiskeys finished in Rye Casks. So we'll get into this. It's 105 proof. Go ahead and open it up here and take a look at the bottle. Hell yeah. Unforgotten. Haha, hope we don't forget. So we'll read the little story and do a cork popping here shortly. And then there's Q. Alright, we'll be right back to uncork this bad boy and do a review. Alright, let's go, Bourbon Quest. It's your host, Bourbon Steve. And look, Q's here. Come here, Q. Don't go away. Don't go away, buddy. Look, you can hang out. So what do we got tonight? Well, we picked this thing up, and it is the latest version of Wild Turkey Master's Keep. That's right. So this is my third time being able to get one. Well, actually fourth, but third expression. Had the Wild Turkey Master's Keep bottled and bond, was a 17-year-old from 2 years ago. Then last year's the one, which was a toasted, and then this year's Unforgotten Master's Keep, a blend of Kentucky straight bourbon and rye whiskeys finished in Rye Casks. So it is a magnificent marriage of 13-year-old bourbon and 8 and 9-year-old rye, finished for a secondary maturation period in Rye Casks. The palate starts with a luscious combination of caramel, fruit, and sweet oak before transitioning to notes of black pepper and warm baking spice on the finish. Non-chill filtered. It is 105 proof, distilled and bottled by Wild Turkey. So 105. Kind of surprised that they did that instead of at 101. And then, of course, with the Master's Keep box, open it up there, and we'll read the little story and pull out the bottle. So let's go ahead and pull out the bottle. Alright, so there's, crafted with conviction. Blend of straight whiskeys. A blend of Kentucky straight bourbon and rye whiskeys finished in Rye Casks. Unforgotten. Hell yeah, I hope we don't forget. So, let's see if we can read the little story here. Crafted with conviction, Master's Keep, Unforgotten. The idea of marrying the straight bourbon and rye whiskeys of Wild Turkey Distilling Company was born in 2010 when a crew member accidentally mixed a batch of young rye with a barrel of mature bourbon. Upon tasting the commingled whiskey, master distiller Eddie Russell realized he had something very special on his hands, and this serendipitous mishap was quickly forgiven. The mishap was quickly forgiven, though the liquid was never forgotten. Over a decade later, Eddie has leveraged his years of distillation experience to craft Master's Keep Unforgotten, a high-proof, extra-aged variation of the harmonious blend of straight bourbon and rye whiskeys. Mature 13-year-old bourbon provides a backbone of caramel and oak, which is complemented by flavors of dried fruit, honey, black pepper, and baking spice from the 8 and 9-year-old ryes, some of the oldest rye ever released by Wild Turkey. To perfect the liquid, the harmonized blend was transferred back into a rye barrel for a secondary aging period in the pre-prohibition rickhouse B, the favorite rickhouse of Eddie's father, master distiller Jimmy Russell. The extra aging time in Rye Cask imparts notes of fresh fruit that are rarely exhibited in such mature liquids, honoring the storied history of American rye production while offering a distinct experience that is sure to surprise and delight. Eddie Russell, master distiller. Well, I'm actually pretty excited about this. I mean, I'm a big Wild Turkey fan. You guys know if you've watched the channel for any length of time, I'm not a huge rye guy, so wasn't sure about this. Saw Jason C's review on it for Mash and Drum. I think overall it was good. Of course, he's a big Wild Turkey guy too. But anyways, neither here nor there. We're going to see what Steve here at Bourbon Quest thinks about it. So it is going to be a fresh cork pop. So let's get that out of the way. If we can get this thing open. Come on. There we go. So I'm really interested to see if I like this or not. We'll find out. So I forgot the jigger cue. Stay right there. Here you are, buddy. Yeah. So we're gonna do pour into the glass here of this Wild Turkey Unforgotten. Hell yeah, America. All right. And we're gonna do a 2-ounce pour into the infinity bottle. All right. All right, we got our infinity pour in there. All right. Unforgotten. I mean, you definitely get that rye. Yeah, you get that mint, that pine, that black pepper. And then you start to get some fruit notes on that. Swirl it around here a little bit. You want to smell, Q? And taste? Alright. Yeah, you definitely get that mint, that rye spice, pine, and then you do get that those fruit notes, and then some of that caramel comes through. Let me know if you ever had any Wild Turkey rye. I have not. Of course, I'm not a huge rye guy, but I mean, this obviously does not come off as your traditional Wild Turkey, which we did just a whole freaking lineup a few weeks ago for Thanksgiving. Gobble gobble. But the nose is nice on this. It's fairly complex with that rye and bourbon mixture, boo rye, if you will. All right, let's get to the palate and see what we think. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Bam. That is, you definitely get that rye on the front end with that mint, that pine. It definitely, you know, it's rye, but then it then goes straight into those bourbon notes with caramel, vanilla, some molasses, chocolate, a little bit of tobacco on the back end. I think I like this. Even though I'm not a huge rye guy, I mean, I'm not ecstatic about it, but I think it is a nice mingling and complexion of a brew rye, of a bourbon and rye mixture, and then I think definitely then that extra maturing in a rye barrel adds a little, especially more rye on the palate, especially on the front. I think you still get more of those bourbon notes on the back. Let's try it again. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think Jason C said it right. Like, if you're a rye person, a rye and a bourbon person, you definitely want to pick this up. I think whatever I paid was like, it was like 180 something. It was right at 200 with tax. So it was like 185, 186, and it was right at $200 with tax. Yeah, if you're a big bourbon and a big rye person, that's probably worth it to you. Probably not to me. I wouldn't buy this again at that price. For my taste and palate, even though I know it's a limited release and everything, I would buy it again for 100. Anything more than that, for me and for my palate, I would say I would not pay more than $100 for it. But if you're more of a rye person than I am, along with a bourbon person, then it might be worth $200 with tax. 100. So you should be able to get it between 180 and 2. Let's just call it that. And at that, if you're a big rye person in bourbon, probably would be worth it. It's just not for me. Although I do like it, and I'm interested to see. I just think there's better things that I would prefer for my palate for that $200 versus this. But I do this for you guys to give you my honest opinion and thoughts. I do think it's good. I'm interested to see how this opens up over time, and we'll definitely bring it back out. It's not going to be for me in my whiskey of the year. Yeah, I'm just not going to do it. But we'll probably bring it back out in January for January Rye Month here on Bourbon Quest. But yeah, it's enjoyable. I think I'd like to see it open up how it does with a little bit of air and some time on it. But I'm not disappointed. I'm just not ecstatic about it. I definitely prefer. I think out of the three, should I do that? I don't need to do that. Now let's try this again, then we'll bring out the other two. Why not? We got time. So I'm going to bring out the other two Master Keeps that I had from previous years because I have them both opened. So why the hell not? Just give me 1 second. I'm not going to pause the camera because they're within arm's reach. Maybe. Where you at, Master's Keep? There's one. There's the other one. You gotta be around here somewhere. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, entertain them, Q, while I'm finding the bottle. Alright. Well, I found one, the toasted one. Alright, I am going to pause it real quick while I go find. Alright, now I got all three of them. So, again, probably my favorite out of these was the first one that I ever got, which was the Bottled and Bond, aged 17 year, obviously 100 proof, being bottled and bond. What you see there, that's that one. That was probably my favorite. Because I had 2 bottles of it. One I already killed. This is the last bottle I've got of it. But I did get 2 bottles of that one. And then last year's toasted. Again, just like rye, I'm not a big toasted fan. But the last 2 or 3 times I've had this, like initially I did not like it at all. And then it really opened up. Which is what I found with a lot of toasted products. So let's start with, so this would be 2020's version, 2021, and then 2022. So my favorite, the Bottled and Bond, out of the ones I've had. I never had Decades or the ones prior to the Bottled and Bond, but cheers. That's so good. Man, you get that deep, dark oak. I mean, just, obviously 100 proof, not overpowering. Not overly complex. You definitely get that oak, that caramel, that wild turkey funk. I do love this. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. I mean, it's right there on the edge to where, I think it's the perfect amount of oak. Like, it's right there on the edge of being over oaked, in my opinion. If you go back and watch a video I did not too long ago on ultra aged bourbons, I'm pretty sure this was in there. Elijah Craig 18, Crown Royal 18, Calumet Farm 16. Anyways, there was 6 or 7 in the lineup, and which I was surprised, because usually I tend to think anything over 15 years is over oak, and this is on the verge of it, but no, it's good. And then I want to go back to this toasted again. I was not a fan of it the first time I opened it, but the last 2 or 3 times it has gotten quite nice. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Oh yeah, that has gotten so damn good. Now I love this bottle. Like, it's so sweet. I mean, you get that sweetness, get just a touch of light fruit on the front, and then molasses and syrup and like just maple syrup, molasses, pancakes. It's so super sweet now, in a good way. And then you go to this Unforgotten, this Bourbon Rye, and cheers. Man, coming off that toasted, it makes it a little better. I think some of that sweetness still left on the palate into that Unforgotten. That would be a nice, ooh. I think we're going to do that. I think that would be a nice mixture. So I'm going to blend this, because I'm not a huge toaster, although I'm starting to fall in love with this. I'm going to combine this toasted. So this is going to be Unforgotten toasted. Or no, that's what it's going to be called. The Unforgotten one. So we're doing a blend of one and Unforgotten for our new blend is called the Unforgotten one. It sounds like some kind of religious experience, which it may be. Let's find out. Oh, one more time. One more time. All right, the Unforgotten one. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Oh my gosh. I should have entered Unforgotten with this. The nose is, I mean, oh my gosh. All right, cheers, Bourbon Quest. I can't wait. I am speechless. That is, wow, that's phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Stay hydrated, my friends. Oh my gosh. All right, one more sip. I'm wanting to be a mad scientist. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Wow. Man, it's, yeah, that sweetness from the toast balances out that harshness from the rye on the Unforgotten, making the Unforgotten one. Wow, now I want to combine it with, this is going to be all 3 Master Keep blend. So now we're going to do a mixture of all 3. Of course, it's not bottled and bond now, but this is now called the Unforgotten one. I don't know. So now this is going to be a blend of all 3 of the Master Keeps that I have. The one, Unforgotten, and BIB. Hell yeah. Some mad, freaking Frankenstein here, mad scientist. Oh dear Lord. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Oh wow. That is beautiful. Like, so you get the sweetness from the one, you get the rye in there from the Unforgotten, and then you get that oakiness in there from this 17-year bottled and bond. I think I prefer just the blend of these two, the Unforgotten one. Oh my Lord. Alright, Wild Turkey, that's probably going to be your next Masters Keep series for next series, and I want to get credit for it to do some kind of blend between the toasted and this, or the toasted and then this blue rye for the name the Unforgotten one. Haha! There you go, that's my contribution. It's freaking, this is good too. Oh man, you want to smell, Q? You're so good. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Hey, let me know what you think. Smash that like button. That helps YouTube algorithms. Subscribe. That helps the channel. Then do yourself a favor. Ring that bell for notifications. That way you don't miss a damn thing. Like Bourbon Steve being a mad scientist, coming up with the Unforgotten one, along with the Unforgotten 17-year-old one. Ha ha! That's a craziness, but it's delicious. I'm telling you. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. That's amazing. I'm amazed myself. That's something I don't really do very often, is blend and mix when I'm doing a flight, but I'm so glad I did tonight, because smash that like button. This is amazing. And if you get a chance to try any of these and then blend them like I did, you want to do that. That's out of this world. Alright, I gotta wrap it up because I'm going off the rails and I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Man, that's so good. Come on, Q. Alright, I gotta take a break. We'll be back shortly. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for smashing that like button. Thanks for ringing that bell for notifications. And thanks for your comments. Let me know what you think, because I'm blown away. Gobble, gobble, gobble. And remember, before I say goodnight, I just want to say, as always, that my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. This is a great dream that I created tonight. Woo! I hope your dreams come true too, because one of mine did tonight. I didn't even know it. All right, that's a wrap. Gotta go. Ha ha.